Welcome back to the channel. My name is Brady Prenzlow, and I'm the owner of Prenzlow Photography, serving athletes and teams around the Champlin, Minnesota area. And I want to put this short video together that's focused on club sports and how important it is to treat the club sports just like the kind of treatment we would give any traditional sports. Hockey, lacrosse, baseball, basketball. Our goal is to make all athletes and parents proud. And as a coach of a club for 6 years, I was the coach of our Champlin Park Archery Maple Grove mountain bike team. I realize how amazing all these athletes are and just how hard they work. So, of course, it's our mission to give them the exact same treatment as we would anyone else. So this was our first time shooting archery, however, so I wanted to put this short video together that focuses on a little bit about the setup, our process, and then a few things we learned along the way. So stick around. Like I said, in this short video, we wanted to talk about a couple of things, a few things, a little bit about our setup, and then the process, and a little bit about what we learned in terms of making these athletes look as pro as possible. So as you can see here from this behind the scenes video, first I want to apologize. We are shooting in a little cafeteria, and I killed the fluorescent lighting to make sure that there was no spill in the photography, but that really relates to some low lighting for this Insta360 camera that I use for behind the scenes. So hopefully you can see all right. Like I said, there was kind of two main challenges. We photographed in this middle school cafeteria before. The first challenge, and as a photographer, I'm sure you realize, very low ceilings. There are 9-foot ceilings, which honestly is about the limit in terms of how low we can go with ceilings. As you can see, my key light here in the softbox is completely pressed against the tiles. And I think we're actually popping some tiles up here in the back. So starting in the back and going to the front, we are shooting on an X-Drop 360 green screen Pro. I have actually created some little extension legs here to make it a little higher out of the box. It's 8 feet tall. And we like to shoot low, so if I can make it any higher than 8 feet tall, that helps. We have 4 lights in the back, 2 rim lights and 2 hair lights. And the 2 rim lights are Flashpoint 80 300s in 53-inch reflective Westcott deep reflective umbrellas without any diffusion. And we typically shoot with 7-foot umbrellas, but we are often shooting from head to toe. And in this case, we are only shooting knees up, so that provides plenty of coverage. The 2 hair lights are also 80-300 Pros, but they are in grids just to avoid any sort of flare and spill onto the lens. Now, moving forward, like I said, our key light is pressed against the ceiling. I have that on a Camba boom. That is an 80-1200. You're thinking Prenzlow, that is overkill. I love shooting with the 80-1200 because I can keep it at about 1/8 power and shoot all day long. It also provides a nice counterweight, so I don't have to bring any weights because it levels out perfectly with the weight of the bulb and the softbox, which is I always forget whether this is 42 or 44. I think it is a 44 ParaSnap Pro glow softbox. And then one little fill light here in an 80-300 with a 43-inch Westcott Umbrella reflective and some diffusion. Now here I am, and you're thinking, Prenzlow, what are you doing? Why do you have 2 cameras here? And both the cameras are at the same setting. They are Canon R5s sitting at f10, 1/200, and an ISO of 160. So again, in this light, it is completely killing any ambient light. And I have one on a lower tripod, one on a higher tripod, always shooting on a tripod for volume work, just so that we keep all of the players at exactly the same height. If you adjust your zoom at all or your level at all, it's going to make a team photo look kind of funky. So the lower one is our typical shooting level to make athletes look a little taller. We're shooting at kind of knee to hip level, and that's a 24-70 at about 70 millimeters, exactly 70 millimeters. And then, as you can see, Dane, he is actually one of my best mountain bikers as well, so I felt like I could film him here. He was holding it, and then the last shot, he pulls it back, and that's when I am shooting in They 70-200 at 100 millimeters. I thought it would be kind of weird if they were shooting down at me. And actually, for a second, I'm an idiot because I thought, well, maybe they could actually put a arrow in this bow and it would look really epic. And then I'm like, what am I thinking? They are going to be shooting that right directly at me. So yes, he's pulling back air right here, but still it makes for a pretty cool looking shot. So for each athlete, we just took one shot up high here and then the rest that were for their team shot. So we started off with all of the bow shots and then cycled through. And then the next shots, he comes back for his various team shots, which again, then I'm down here on the lower camera. So that was our setup. I think I would do it again if I shot archery. It was fun to have one at eye level of them, at I guess target level of them shooting into a target. So that was a little bit about our setup. And now the process, and I'll just let this time lapse go. And you can see that basically, I have two boxes, a blue box and a pink box in between the little feet mat. And the process was that I would photograph each archer, 3 photos with their bow, like I said, holding the bow left and right, and then pulling it back. And then the person in the pink box would stick around. They just got their photo taken, and they would handle the bow because I just didn't realize, I didn't know how comfortable these archers would be with other people handling their bow or their bow having to sit on the ground. And anytime you're working with props, whether those props are rackets or bats or balls or chains or anything else, it's a good idea to have the other athletes help in this process. It gives them something to do and it just speeds up the overall process. So each player took anywhere from 45 to 60 seconds. So with 70 archers, we were in and out of there in about an hour. So that was a little bit about our setup and our process. Now, what did I learn? Because I said this was our first time shooting archery. I think I am going to stop shooting on green screen. I've been shooting on green for nearly 10 years for all of my extractions and doing all the extractions myself through PixNub. And it's been working well. You know, I haven't had too many complaints. And as long as you light it well, it works out great. However, it seems like every team either has green lacrosse sticks or green hockey sticks or green patches, or in this case, about a third of the archers had green bows. And, you know, that's a few hours of having to paint back bows, you know, maybe not a few hours, but enough time that if I was shooting on a gray screen and sending it out, I would have had more time to do some different things with this team, as well as maybe take on some additional teams. So we're slowly moving that direction. And we have a few big soccer clubs coming up that we will be exclusively shooting on gray. And we'll let you know how that goes. But I appreciate you watching. I want to say good luck to the Champlin Park Archery team, both middle school and high school, as your season really gets going. It was a pleasure photographing your team, and I look forward to photographing you again next year. Thanks again, and I'll see you in another video.